So hi guys, this video is about solving triangles with law of sines and cosines. So the question is, when can we use the law of sines and cosines? So we can use these laws when a triangle is not a right triangle. So the law of sine states that sine of A over A is equal to sine B over B, and sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. And when are we going to use? So use the law of sines when you are given with two angles on one side or two sides and one angle. So next is law of cosines. So it states that A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A, or B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B, or C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. So we use law of cosines when we are given with three sides or two sides and an angle in the middle. So let's go to the first question. So if angle A is equal to 40 degrees and angle B is equal to 97 degrees and B is equal to 8, find the measure of A and C. So here is we are given with the two angles and one side, so we are going to use the law of sines. So the formula is sine A over A is equal to sine B over B. So sine 40 degrees over A is equal to sine 97 degrees over 8. So cross multiply, so A sine 97 degrees is equal to 8 sine 40 degrees, so bring down the sine at 7 degrees, so A is equal to 8 sine 40 degrees over sine 97 degrees. So by using your calculator, A is equal to 5.18. So next is we have to find for C. So here the given is 40 degrees and 97 degrees. So we don't have C, so we just have to add these two angles, 40 and 7, and then subtract it from 180 degrees, since the total angles of a triangle will be equal to 180 degrees. So 180 degrees minus 40 degrees and then minus 97 degrees is equal to 43 degrees. So to find C, we just have to use this formula. Sine C over C is equal to sine B over B. So sine C, which is equal to 43 degrees, and over C, so it's equal to sine B, which is equal to 97 degrees, over B, which is equal to 8. So cross multiply, so C sine 97 degrees is equal to 8 sine 43 degrees. So next is you have to bring down sine 97 degrees. So C is equal to 8 sine 43 degrees over sine 97 degrees. So by using your calculator, the answer will be C is equal to 5.5. So next is, what if guys, we are to find the measure of the angle C. So we are given with the C and also the measure of the angle B and also the side B, but we have to look for the measure of this angle C with 43 degrees. So can we really come up with 43 degrees? So here is the question. So if angle B is equal to 7 degrees, so same with the previous, and B is equal to 8 and C is equal to 5.5, so find angle C. So the question is, can we really have this 43 degrees? So the formula to use is this, sine C over C is equal to sine B over B. So sine C over C, which is equal to 5.5 here, 5.5. And next is sine of B, which is equal to 97 degrees, and then over 8, so cross multiply, so 8 sine C is equal to 5.5 sine 97 degrees. So next is we have to bring down this sine, we have to bring down this 8. So sine C is equal to 5.5 sine 97 degrees over 8. So to get the measure of angle C, so angle C is equal to sine -1 then of 5.5 sine 97 degrees over 8. So the measure of angle C is equal to 43 degrees. So as you can see guys, the 43 degrees here and also here is equal. So it means that our answer here is correct, 43 degrees. So our next question guys is, if A is equal to 5.18 and B is equal to 8 and C is equal to 5.5, so find angle A, angle B, and angle C. So actually guys, I just used our previous example. So the measure of their sides actually is 5.18, 8, and then 5.5, and the measure of their angles are 40 degrees, 97 degrees, and then 43 degrees. So what if we don't know these angles and we are just given with these three sides? So since we are given with three sides, so we have to use the law of cosines. So first is we have to find for angle A. So the formula we have to use is this, A squared is equal to B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cosine A, since we have to find for the measure of this angle A. So next is this, so we have to substitute. So A is equal to 5.18 squared is equal to B squared, which is equal to 8, so plus the C squared, which is equal to 5.5, minus 2BC, which is equal to 8, and also C for 5.5 cosine A. So we have to multiply. So 2 times 8 times 5.5 is equal to minus 88 cosine A. So since we are going to transfer to the other side of the equal sign, so this will become positive 88. So cosine A is equal to 8 squared 64 plus 5.5 squared 30.25, so minus 5.18 squared, so minus because we have transferred this to the other side of the equal sign, so minus. So next is we have to bring down this 88, so cosine A is equal to 94.25 from adding this two numbers 64 and 30.25, then minus 5.18 squared over 88. So angle A is equal to cosine -1 of 94.25 minus 5.18 squared over 88. So by using your calculator, so angle A is equal to 40 degrees. So as we can see, 40 degrees is equal to 40 degrees here from our previous example, so which means that our solution is correct. So next is we have to find for the measure of angle B. So the formula is B squared is equal to A squared plus C squared minus 2AC cosine B. So substitute. So 8 squared is equal to 5.18 plus 5.5 squared minus 2AC 5.18 and 5.5 cosine B. So multiply, so 2 times 5.18 times 5.5, so minus 56.98 cosine B. So since we are going to transfer to the other side of the equal sign, so it will become positive. So 56.98 cosine B is equal to square root of 5.18, 26.83, plus square root of 5.5 is equal to 3.25 minus 8 squared. so 64. So 8 squared here is 64. So since we are going to transfer from the other side of this equal sign, so it will become minus 64. So next is we have to bring down this 56.98. So cosine B is equal to add this and minus. So cosine B is equal to negative 6.92 over this number, so 56.98. So you can divide this to in the calculator. So negative 6.92 is equal to negative 0.121446. So from here, so the next step is angle B is equal to cosine negative. So why cosine negative? So because we are going to find for the angle. So cosine negative 1 of negative 6.92 over 56.98, which is equal to negative 0.121446. So angle B is equal to 97 degrees. So as you can see, guys, so our 97 degrees here is equal to 97 degrees here, so which means that our solution is very correct. So next is we have to find for the measure of angle C. So we have to use this formula: C squared is equal to A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cosine C. So substitute, so 5.5 squared is equal to 5.18 squared plus 8 squared minus 2 times 5.18 times 8 cosine C. So next is 5.5 squared is 30.25 is equal to 5.18 squared is 26.83 plus square root of 8 is equal to 64. So minus AB, so 5.18 times 8, so which is equal to 82.88 cosine C. So next is we have to transfer this to the other side, so from negative to positive, so 82.88 cosine C is equal to 26.83 plus 64. So notice that they have the same sign, positive, because we never transferred this number. So minus, so 33.25, so from positive to negative, so minus 30.25. So next is 82.88 cosine C is equal to 60.58. So the difference of this number and also the addition and then subtract. So we have to bring down this 82.88. So cosine C is equal to 60.58 over 82.88. So next is cosine C is equal to, so the quotient of this fraction, so is equal to 0.73. So angle C is equal to cosine negative 1 of 0.73, so that we can get for the measure of the angle. So angle C is equal to 43 degrees. So as you can see, guys, so 43 degrees here and there is same, so which means that our solution is correct. So as a recap, guys, you can only use the law of sines and cosines when a triangle is not a right triangle but a scaling triangle. So the law of cosines formula is sine A over A is equal to sine B over B, or sine B over B is equal to sine C over C. So you can use the law of sines when you are given with two angles on one side and two sides and one angle, or you can also use the law of cosines. So when you cannot use the law of sines, so maybe you can really use the law of cosines. So the formula is you just have to select any of this, so it just depends what angle you are going to find. So the measure or the formula here is a squared is equal to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine a, and b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine b, and c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine c. So when can you use the law of cosines? So you can use the law of cosines when you are given with the three sides, or you are given with the two sides and an angle which is in the middle of these two sides. So that's all, guys. So I hope you have learned from this video. So if you like this video, please give this a thumbs up, and also leave a comment for any suggestions that you may want me to make for a video. So see you on our next video.